today's workplace, diversity is not just a demographic trend, it's a strategic advantage. Modern organizations are made up of employees from different generations, cultures, backgrounds, identities, and life experiences. A team may include a new graduate in their early 20s, working alongside a colleague with 30 years of industry experience, or employees whose communication norms vary based on their culture, upbringing, or neurodiversity. When leaders embrace this diversity, teams become more innovative, more resilient, and more capable of meeting the demands of a rapidly changing world. But diversity alone is not enough. Diverse teams thrive only when leaders intentionally create environments where every person feels valued, respected, and empowered to contribute. This is the foundation of inclusive leadership. Inclusive leadership is the practice of recognizing, appreciating, and using the diverse strengths of your team. It means leading with curiosity, humility, and fairness. An inclusive leader might ask a quiet team member for their thoughts during a meeting because they know some employees contribute more in reflective moments than in fast-paced discussions. Or they may adjust communication styles, choosing written instructions for someone who learns visually and in-person walkthroughs for someone who prefers hands-on directions. Inclusive leaders understand that people experience the workplace differently, and they take responsibility for removing barriers, improving communication, and making sure every voice can be heard. Inclusive leadership is not a single action. It's a mindset, a continuous commitment to learning, adapting, and growing alongside your team. Let's begin with unconscious bias. Unconscious biases are automatic assumptions or mental shortcuts our brains make without us even realizing it. These biases don't make anyone a bad person. They simply reflect years of social conditioning, personal experiences, and cultural influences. For example, a manager might consistently give analytic tasks to the same employee because they seem like the analytical type, without ever checking if another team member wants to develop those skills. Or a supervisor might unknowingly assume a younger employee isn't ready for leadership responsibilities, even when their performance demonstrates otherwise. When left unchecked, unconscious bias can influence hiring, promotions, project assignments, performance evaluations, communication, and everyday interactions. Small decisions, such as who gets called on in a meeting, who receives mentoring, and who gets invited to major projects, can unintentionally shape careers. Inclusive leaders reduce these risks by slowing down decision-making, especially when evaluating people. Asking, what assumptions am I relying on right now? Seeking multiple perspectives before acting. Encouraging diverse viewpoints, even when it challenges the leader's own thinking. Using clear, objective criteria for promotions, raises, and opportunities. For example, instead of relying on gut feeling during interviews, an inclusive leader uses structured questions and scores every candidate using the same standards. When leaders recognize and manage their biases, they create a workplace where talent, not assumptions, drives opportunity. Psychological safety is one of the most powerful ingredients of an inclusive workplace. It means employees feel comfortable being themselves, able to ask questions, share concerns, and offer ideas without worrying about embarrassment or retaliation. Imagine a team meeting where an employee hesitates before suggesting a new idea. If the leader immediately dismisses it or reacts sarcastically, that person and others watching will be less likely to speak up again. But if the leader says, "Thank you for sharing that. Help me understand your thinking," the team learns that contributions are valued. When psychological safety is present, employees participate fully, take risks, collaborate openly, and offer perspectives that move teams forward. Inclusive leaders create psychological safety by listening without judgment, showing empathy and openness when employees raise concerns, encouraging questions and healthy debate, responding to mistakes with coaching rather than blame, sharing their own challenges to model vulnerability, or making room for quieter voices by asking, "We haven't heard from everyone yet. Who'd like to add something?" In practice, this might look like a leader defending a team member's idea from interruption, or checking in privately with someone who appeared uncomfortable during a discussion. When people feel free to speak up, innovation increases, and so does trust. Diverse teams require intentional leadership. Differences in communication styles, cultural norms, career expectations, and problem-solving approaches can enrich a team, but only if leaders know how to harness them. For example, some employees may prefer direct, concise communication, while others appreciate more context before acting. An older employee may value face-to-face conversations, while a younger colleague prefers messaging platforms. Or a team member from a collaborative culture may hesitate to highlight their accomplishments unless asked directly. Effective inclusive leaders adapt their leadership style to meet different employee needs. Ask team members about their preferences and working styles. Value the unique strengths each person brings, such as creativity, technical skills, relationship building, or big-picture thinking. Clarify roles and expectations to avoid cultural or generational misunderstandings. Foster open communication across cultures and generations. And create team norms that support respect, collaboration, and fairness. For instance, an inclusive leader might rotate meeting facilitators so various voices lead discussions. Or they might schedule one-to-one check-ins with employees who prefer private conversations over group forums. When leaders embrace diversity, they unlock creativity. When they ignore it, teams can become fragmented, disengaged, or misunderstood. Leading diverse teams means creating a place where everyone belongs and where each person contributes meaningfully. Equity and equality are related but different. Equality means giving everyone the same resources. Equity means giving people the support they need to succeed. In practice, this may look like providing additional training to an employee transitioning into a new role, offering flexible scheduling to support caregivers, or adjusting meeting formats so all employees can participate. For example, giving agendas in advance so introverted or reflective thinkers have time to prepare. Equitable decision-making ensures that employees have fair access to opportunities, recognition, and advancement. Inclusive leaders promote equity by using transparent, clearly communicated standards for decisions, involving diverse voices in hiring, promotions, and long-term planning, rotating high-visibility assignments fairly so growth isn't concentrated among a small group, reviewing decisions for patterns of unintended exclusion, and asking who benefits from this decision, who might be overlooked. For example, if the same people are consistently chosen for major projects, an inclusive leader steps back, reevaluates assignment criteria, and ensures a wider range of employees can participate. Every decision sends a message. Equitable decisions build trust, strengthen morale, and demonstrate that success is possible for everyone, not just a few. When inclusive leadership becomes part of an organization's culture, the benefits reach every corner of the workplace. Employees feel genuinely valued, innovation rises, collaboration strengthens, and teams tackle complex problems more effectively because they can draw from a wider range of perspectives and experiences. Organizations also see measurable improvements: higher retention, stronger morale, better customer experiences, and overall gains in performance. People are more motivated to go the extra mile when they feel respected, included, and supported by their leaders. Most importantly, inclusive leadership allows employees to bring their full, authentic selves to work, confident that their identity, background, and lived experiences are viewed as strengths, not barriers. Inclusive leadership is not a temporary initiative or a box to check. It is a long-term leadership philosophy that will shape the future of work. And it begins with one simple commitment: to lead with respect, curiosity, fairness, and courage.